All right, hey guys, we're back, and I got another cheat sheet here for you. We're going to talk about lease versus buy deals. Okay, and I just went through and I pulled up an article, which is the best truck leases available today, and we are going to break them down and actually contradict them on why they are not a good idea and give you some real-world perspective on this. So, but we're sitting here, we're up here at Franklin Chevy here, GMC and Franklin GMC and Chevy here in Statesboro. Amazing stuff. Look at, they got some sweet ones here. Check this out right here. We got a two-wheel drive elevation, but look at the price, 41 grand, simple, lot of features in there. And down here in Georgia, two-wheel drive vehicles are very popular because we don't get snow or bad roads or anything like that down here. Here is a Colorado, simple Colorado, and this one here is another two-wheel drive, but look at here, $38,000. Still got quite a few packages in there, nicely done up. Love these things, love the insides of them. We're not here to go over them all, but we're going to take a quick peek at these four that are sitting here. Here's another one right here, another Colorado. This one is another two-wheel drive, 41, some extra options, but notice here that all we have basically is two-wheel drive. That's what I'm trying to get to here, and another two-wheel drive. Why are these two-wheel drives? Why are they sitting here? Why are the only four Colorado Canyons that we have here two-wheel drives? Because the four-wheel drives go instantly. Second you get one, says you can't find one on a lot here. Second one shows up, boom, it's gone. Somebody takes it. The only thing left are two-wheel drive models. Okay, because you can get a four-wheel drive for the same price, basically, especially when you start negotiating and things like that. But you can get right now, you can get a 2024 Trail Boss for like $34,000, $35,000. So, like I said, these things, you know, four-wheel drives, when they come in, they're gone. So interesting. But let's take a look here and let's talk about the leasing stuff that we're running into. So let's walk back here in the lot just a little bit further so we get away from that road. But these are going to be basically the top trucks. Now, we are going to start with a Frontier. Even though we are not at a Nissan dealer, I'm not driving to a Nissan dealer so I can stand next to a Frontier and say, hey, this is on this one. Okay, so pretend this is a Frontier that I'm walking next to. But on a Frontier, best lease deal available right now as we speak, we are coming in at $269 a month. Actually, I should say two. Make sure you hear this. Every one of these lease deals are a 3-year, 10,000 mile a year lease. Okay, 3 years, so that means 36 payments and 10,000 miles a year, which means at the end when you turn it in, it will have 30,000 miles on it. So keep that in mind. Okay, Frontier, $269 a month with $6,219 down, $6,219 down. What does that mean? That your 3 years, your 36 payments of $269 plus your down payment on there comes out to a total of $15,903, and you have to give it back in 3 years with 30,000 miles on it. You are paying 16 grand to use it for 3 years and 10,000 or 30,000 miles. If you were to buy it for $38,000 and you were to sell it for $34,000 3 years later with only 30,000 miles on it, yes, very, very doable, you'd only lose $4K, but if you lease it, you lose $16,000. You would lose $4,000 if you bought it. You lose $16,000 if you leased it. Let the reality of that sink in. Now, granted, your payment might be a little higher per month, and you got to shell that out, but you're gonna get it all back as soon as you get rid of the vehicle. So very interesting. What about this? What about a Ridgeline? Ridgeline was one of the second best lease deals available. Okay, is on a Honda Ridgeline, $389 a month with $3,700 due at signing. Okay, so a much lower. It's you know, $3,700 is not bad. Due at signing, $389 a month. What is your loss on there total? Your total cost to lease it, $17,704. 17,700, so almost 18 grand to lease it for 3 years and 30,000 miles. What does that come out to if you bought it? Say you bought it for 42,000 and you sold it for 38,000. It is a Honda. It's only got 30,000 miles and 3 years old. Okay, very real. You lost 4 grand versus 18 grand. And even if you didn't get that number, say you doubled that and you screwed up that bad on your purchase price and you lost 8 grand on it, that's still less than half of what you spent on a lease. What about the Colorado? The Colorado that we got sitting right over here, okay? Not this one, a four-wheel drive version, but a Colorado, $369 a month, $5,569 for down payment. I'm gonna turn around so you guys I can point at some of these, but so we got a Colorado and we're at $369 a month, $5,569 due at signing. That makes for a total of $18,853 is your total cost to lease that vehicle for 3 years, 36,000 miles, or for 3 years, 30,000 miles. And what does that come out to? So if you bought it for 38 grand, okay, and you sold it for 33 grand, you'd lose $5,000 versus 19 in your cost to lease. See the differences here? What about a Tundra? The big bad Tundra. Okay, again, we're not a Toyota dealer, but you take that big bad Tundra. They got some pretty good lease deals right now for full-size trucks, no doubt about it. They have got $439 a month with $5,000 down. Okay, $439, $5,000 down. That comes out to $20,804 is your cost to actually lease that vehicle. What if you bought it for $50,000 and you sold it for $45,000? Okay, and people are like, you could never do that with a Toyota. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let's say you bought it for $60,000 and you turned around and you sold it for $45,000. You still only lost $15,000 versus losing $21,000. Okay, and you would never get that bad of a deal. If you did, you really are not good at doing this. Sorry, it's just that's the reality of it. But so you see what I'm getting at here, that these numbers are crazy. What about the Silverado? Okay, Silverado. We got Silverados all over here. Silverados. We got them everywhere. Okay, so if we take a look and you wanted a Silverado like this right here, and if they wanted to lease it to you, $389 a month. You're like, yes. $389 a month, and I can be driving this bad boy right here. Look at this thing, $389 a month. That is awesome. Yes, it is, but they do want $6,269 down. What does that mean? That you are going to pay for this bad boy on a lease for 3 years and 30,000 miles. That means that you are going to pay $20,273 for this. What if you bought it? Say you bought it for 50 grand, sold it for, even if you sold it for 40 and took a huge hit after 3 years and only 30,000 miles, which would be astronomical hit. But let's say you did that, you lose $10,000. But if you lease it, you're paying $21,000 to lease it. Do you see where we are getting at here? Do you see the reality of this? Now, what about an F-150? You know, country America's #1 truck, built Ford tough, the Ford F-150, the best-selling truck in the world is the F-Series. You know, which we know that Ford, the F-Series, is not the best-selling truck. These twins between the Chevy and the GMC are actually the best-selling trucks. But anyway, when we put it into perspective, 509. But you're like, oh, it's an F-150 though. It's a Ford. It's an F-150. 509 is not that bad. It is a Ford. It's the #1 selling truck. Everybody wants one. It's the #1 vehicle driven by millionaires. It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty nice vehicle. It's worth it. Okay, 509. But they want 509 with $6,581 down is what they're asking for. That's not a cheap one right there. Woo. But that's also diesel. That's an HD diesel. You know, you're spending some money there. But so you're coming in at 509 with $6,581 down, gives you a grand loss for your lease. Total lease expense of $24,905. 25 grand. Let me rephrase that. 25 grand to lease an F-150 for 3 years and barely drive it. Barely drive it, 10,000 miles. Maybe 10,000 miles is a lot for you. For me, I go through 10,000 miles in 3 months. Okay, I do 40,000 miles a year on average. Okay, so for me, 10,000 miles a year is nothing. But so you're going to pay $25,000 to drive it for 3 years and for 30,000 miles. If you bought it for 60 grand, and even if you took the huge hit and you lost $15,000 on it, which would be near impossible to do. I mean, it'd have to be in like 6 accidents and have 2 repos before it would be that low. But let's just say it did, and you lost 15 grand, you're still 10 grand better than if you leased it. So that's the point we want to make here. That's the thing we're trying to get to. Is leasing a bad thing? Today, yes, it is. Was leasing a good option years ago? Yes, it was. Is leasing bad today? For most people, it is. Now, where does leasing benefit you? It benefits you if you are somebody that is strapped to the point of where the payment matters the most, okay? So what do we mean by that? This vehicle right here, okay, it's an $85,000 truck, means it's going to come in at about $2,000 a month on a payment on this. If you can't afford to pay $2,000 a month for this, but maybe you could lease it for $1,000 a month and putting $6,000 out of pocket, now it becomes a smarter buy for you because you now can afford the $1,000 a month payment, not the $2,000 a month payment. That's the kind of stuff that has these people jumping up and down for lease payments. The payment is lower, but it costs you so much more. Now, what if you leased one already? Or what if you're going for a Colorado or a Frontier? Okay, you're gonna lease a Frontier. A lot of people in my comments lease a Frontier. And I understand why. Okay, if you're to buy a Frontier and you're gonna pay $45,000 for that Frontier, $40,000 for that Frontier, it's gonna come in at like $700 and $800 a month. That is a very hard pill to swallow. But if you can lease one, as you just saw, for what did we say? Where did I put that sheet? I think I got it here. What did we just say a Frontier was on a lease? Where is that? Right here? Oh, hang on. I even dropped $1. Look at that. Don't leave that laying around. Where did I say Frontier? $269. So, I mean, you could buy it for $800 or put $6,000 down and drive it for $269, and you have zero worries and zero concerns and nothing you got to be worried about. You just hand the keys back when you're done. There's a lot of power in that, and I don't blame anybody for doing it. There's a lot of power in the no worries, no concerns, no BS, no nothing, small payments monthly, none of that stuff to mess with. I 100% get it. I 100% understand every part of it, and it's why leasing was so popular for a very long time. Now, there are some lease deals that are very good. Okay, Jeep, whatever it was, I made a video about it 6 months ago, but they had a lease on a Wrangler 4xe that you could lease it for like $299 a month with like $2,000 down for 3 years. That was not a horrible deal when you thought about it. It was kind of right on that verge. And then you had these some of these EVs, you can lease them for like $99 a month with $1,200 down. That's a pretty decent deal. Okay, so I understand there's times where leasing is good. I also understand why so many people do lease, and the peace at night and the savings on the payment and all that stuff. So I am not knocking you for leasing a vehicle. I want you to understand, though, how much it's actually costing you. Okay, this is not a slap in the face. This is not a you did anything wrong. This is not a you made a horrible mistake. Peace of mind has a price. And if you're getting the peace of mind of it being leased and not yours, and don't worry about it and hand it back in a nice low monthly payment, so you got more money in your pocket for entertaining or whatever it is you need to do each month, and you can live like that, and you're comfortable, and that's the way you want it to be, there is nothing wrong with that. But it does come at a cost. That cost that it comes at is a significant loss of money. Now, does that mean, again, that, I can't say that leasing is good, but I can say that for a lot of people, leasing is safe. Okay, it gives them that security. If people are strapped already, turning around and telling them, hey, it's going to cost you $800 a month, means that is $800 a month that they no longer have or can count on. That's a problem. Where if you tell them it's only $269 a month and you dump this big down payment, it's only $269 a month, that is a much easier thing to swing, especially around tax time and refunds and things like that. Like, hey, I'm getting $5,000 back from the government for taxes. I'll dump that on there, and then I'm only going to cost me $269 a month. I'm win-win, and I don't got to worry about nothing. There is a lot of power in that. I understand. I completely understand. It is also, though, my job to point things out to you and to put stuff into real-world perspective, because it is a shell game. It is a tremendous money grab. Leasing is a gold mine for dealers and for manufacturers, for everybody. It is a gold mine money maker at your expense. But it has that value. It's a trade-off. You're paying more money to get a little more freedom and a little more financial, softer blow for you monthly, but at a huge expense. So hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully you found this video interesting. Hopefully you did not find it an attack on you if you lease something, because I totally get it. I completely understand the value of leasing, but if that value is not monetary, you're losing your butt monetarily and financially. So when you think about it, something there. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.